Good afternoon, everyone. Especially good afternoon to you, Mr. Dover. Thank you so much for attending this interview today. We are very glad to have the possibility to get in touch with you and to get to know you more. If you agree, I will briefly introduce myself and my assistant, and then I will go quickly through the main points of the discussion that will take place today. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
we agree.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. My idea for setting up this interview is as follows. I would like my assistant to introduce the company in order to briefly explain who we are, what do we represent, and what we can offer to our future employees. Then I'm going to try to define a bit more the offer that we made for you and try to ask something about your background, past experience, get you know a bit more. Finally, my assistant will try to ask you more some generic questions about your motivation and why you selected us, and then I'm sure that we will find the proper ending of this negotiation.
Okay, perfect. I just would like to introduce me and my today my mate is coming with me because I thought that it could be a great idea to share this experience with him. He has just already finished MBA as me, and that's all. So whenever you want to start, I'm ready.
Go ahead, please.
Okay.
My assistant will quickly introduce our company for you.
Hi, I am assistant Mice, and I will help him during the interview. Okay. Well, to begin with, I will brief make into the section of company. Okay. The main work areas of the company. Wabi works on business development projects, maintenance of technological application, and the most important part of the company or internet solution. This part generates the most beneficios since we work for big company in the telecommunication sector and internet solution. Thanks to this project, Wabi.com has had enormous skills with of the most brilliant innovation in the industry. The company has created several popular social supplements that compete with Facebook. Last year, Business New Magazine highlights the company among the 10 best places to work in the United Kingdom. Wapti.com is looking for people with excellent communication skills and management skill so that they can deal with these important projects. For that reason, we have thought that George Larry can be a good candidate for the job. Now, my partner may ask we about your knowledge and experience in the world of the work.
At this point, if you don't mind, I would like to
Yes.
add a couple of words because I'm really excited about this opportunity of working for Whatwe.com, and I really believe this is going to be a great opportunity that now that I have just finished the MBA, and I'm really looking, and I would like to you to know that I'm really looking forward to develop my professional career at the company. As you have mentioned, I know a little bit about the company. I have read a lot, and I feel really interested about how employees feel here in the company, and also the chance of moving to London. That for me seems amazing. So yes, I just wanted to add this, and so whenever you want.
Thank you so much, Larry, for your quick and brief summarization of what you feel for our company. And thanks also, my assistant, for introducing it a bit better to you. There are a couple of things that I really would like to discuss with you before going straight to the questions. Because in our previous discussion, we had something in mind for you in terms of salary and position, but things got a bit changed due to some issues we had in the hiring process here in our company. To summarize it in two main distinctions, I have to say now that the salary that we can offer you for the position that we already discussed in our previous meeting has to be reduced by £10,000 per year, which means that our current offer is now referring to £60,000 per year instead of the standard 70,000. And that is the first point that I wanted to stress. We will discuss it throughout the conversation, of course, but I wanted to point out. This is the first thing, and then the second point concerns the position, because if you remember when you got in touch with our HR management process, we mentioned the position of the senior sales manager, and that was the one that we were discussing before.
Yeah.
However, together with the reduction in the cost, we had some issues with the hiring process also about the senior position. They had some issues in the recruitment, and now the position that we can offer currently to you regards sales manager and not a senior sales manager, which means that it will be a reduced position in which you will not be applying for senior, but just to the normal sales manager. So that will be the second restriction that we have to discuss about, of course. I would like to have your reaction first about this big distinction, and then mention the other benefits that we decided to add.
Yes, I mean, on the first new, it's really surprising for me because we had like stipulated. I mean, we haven't talked about this before, but knowing a little bit about the what has been moving and what we have talked before, for me it was really it's been really surprising that the salary has been so much that it has been now. I mean, it's not 1,000 pounds or so. It's 10,000 pounds per year. So it's been really impacting for me. And I would like to know if this is a matter of my background, or it's just a point that the company has.
Very remarkable for you to point this out. This is definitely not related to your background, and your background is actually a motivation for us to go forward in the application, which encounters some issues. So your background is actually a good motivation to try to force it and to find a compromise with our hiring issues within our hiring process. So in that sense, it is more a problem of our economical situation and structure so far. Of course, we made a compromise given your background, and we found out that this position can still be very appealing for you from a variety of reasons. Of course, there will be a reduction in the salary, as I mentioned, from £70,000 to £60,000. But we will underline more the side benefits. The side benefits are listed in the contract, so you will be able to have a look at the end of this negotiation. However, I can try to quickly summarize them to you. And the main ones are related to the performance bonus, which can add up to 70% of your annual gross salary, which will be paid quarterly by your choice. So in this sense, we will add this bonus throughout the yearly salary, and that will help in making a lower distinction between the £60,000 and the £70,000.
Okay, because the previous percentage for this bonus, I think it was nearly the same than the one you have mentioned now, or has it been?
No. This is the same percentage. I'm just listing the different side percentages and the different benefits that adds to the contract. They were present already, but I wanted to stress them in order to make it a bit easier for you to understand why the position should be still appealing. So I was trying to get you to know the side benefits apart for the gross salary. So it will be we will be talking about the same side benefits that you know already, but I will try to explain it better to you.
Okay, and at this moment, I would like my mate to add a couple of words. I mean, we both know how the market is now and the entry salary for MBA graduates. So I would like him to add a couple of words about this and how he feels about this offer.
Yeah, can I just quickly mention the last two things? It will probably make it clear to you before giving the word to your colleague. I just wanted to quickly mention that the benefits in terms of car allowance, the severance pays, the signing bonus, and the other side things such as the holidays and vacation, the sick leave that you find in the contract are very competing with other.
Yeah, I know. The problem is that in my particular case, I've gone on tuition loan, and now I'm paying it, and also the cost of moving to London would represent a high amount of money for me. So, I mean, this 10,000 pounds, it's a large amount of money for me and in my personal situation. So
okay,
I would like.
I perfectly understand. The side conditions in the contract are that to help you with the moving, with the relocation in London. So we will take care of offering the relocation package with 4 weeks in an hotel. We will provide you with a real estate agent for the house research. We will try to limit the moving expenses for the transportation from your house to work, and we will try to pay you the first and also the last month of the rent eventually. That will probably help you to counteract the issues in the moving. So the company with the reduction in the salary will not be able to give you the additional £10,000 per year, but we will try to make it sure that moving here and relocating your house and your work will not be a problem but an opportunity. So we will try to help in this sense. I just want to make it clear, just because we are not reducing the salary because we don't want to pay you enough, but we are reducing the salary because we are forced, and since we really care about our employees, we want to stress the relocation package, for example.
We would be talking about a bonus for moving to London and all these things. I mean, a package for these things, for accommodation, for starting a new life here in London.
See, that's right. That would be included.
Yes, I think.
Go ahead, sorry.
I think just £10,000 is too much reduction of salary, but we still can accept a smaller reduction like £5,000 or anything like that. And still, because the benefits of an hotel and a good agent to find a house. It's actually a benefit, but it doesn't represent the 10,000 pounds. Its loss would be too much. And also, I would like to address the fact that because of the background as manager of Larry and the MBA, it would be good to try to have a senior sales manager.
Perfectly, I agree with what you're saying. The senior sales manager position was the one we had in mind for Larry at the beginning of our negotiation many weeks ago. The problem we encountered is not a problem with the background, as I mentioned. It's a problem in the hiring process itself, which we can't avoid. What we could do and what we did in these days to overcome the problem was to use the background of Mr. Larry Dover to push the hiring process in solving the problems. But this can lead to hiring Larry as a sales manager, which was already very difficult given the hiring issues. So
Okay.
that we really value your background, Larry. We really value your motivation so far, and we really value your MBA. And this is why we are trying to solve the problem in the position by filling it in the nominal sales manager.
So
Go ahead, sir.
yeah. So, but first you have mentioned that that this process will just involve the sales manager position, because for senior sales manager, you will need to go across another hiring process.
The
I
thing
mean,
is
because
that in our company, yeah, it's good that you asked so I can explain. In our company, we have different structures, okay? And the hiring process is the high-level structure that controls all the different sections. And when a candidate applies for a position, the hiring process, which is above the different sections, is giving a green light or a go for that section to have the interview with the candidate and to potentially hire the candidate. So from the high level, we received the green light for having the interviews, and this is how our company hiring process is structured. The problem with this senior sales manager was within a certain specific section of our company, and in that section there is currently a very high hiring freeze, which means that there is the order from above of stopping the hiring process for that particular section because there's no funding and there are no positions currently available. And this entails the senior position as well as the sales manager. So they are related to the same section. What we were trying to do, what me and my assistant and the HR group was trying to do, was to push still in that section, trying to find a position for you. But for the senior sales, that was really not possible. So they are in the same section, the sales and the senior sales, but only the sales can or could be blocked by us by using your background and the fact that we think you can be a good candidate. I don't know if this explains a bit better.
Yeah,
What chances are there? Sorry. What chances are there to become a senior manager in the future?
Pardon? Can you repeat, please?
What chances are there to become a senior sales manager in the future, in a short term?
There are certainly chances because the senior sales manager can be seen as a continuation of the sales manager position. So what is possible by offering you the sales manager position is to let you enter in our company as a sales manager, get used to the job, and in the meanwhile, there are chances that the hiring freeze will be reduced, and then the senior sales manager will be open again. The difference at that point would be that Mr. Larry will be already in our company, so we will already know his work, and we will already know his skills and competencies as well. So there will be a high chance that if the freeze will go down, we will hire Larry as a senior sales manager, even though this doesn't mean that it will happen for sure. So there are high chances, especially related to the nice background that we find in Larry, but it will be, of course, dependent on the hiring freeze. So this is something that
I would like to point that the only thing that was different from the precision application that you published for the senior sales manager, and my professional background is the amount of years of experience. And in my case, if you can see, it's 3 years, and you were requiring 5. But I have also experience working with a professor at the university, and you can see the results. And I've gone in many, 3 internships for the last years. So I think that this is just the only point, and if all the other points are covered by my background, I think that you should trust on my professional development and my opportunities to carry with this position.
Thanks, Larry, of course, for specifying a bit your background.
Because I would like to say add just one thing, because I've been making a couple of calls, and the salary was reduced to £60,000, but on the other side, the percentage for related to my performance at the company was of 70%, as you mentioned. So if I will accept the position, this will mean that I really trust on my personal development of my daily work, and this is like a point in which you should notice that I would like to go further on your company. Yeah.
Well, in this sense, it's also very important that we ask you some questions about your interest in joining our company. Maybe my assistant can quickly ask you a few things about how well you feel yourself within our company. I was thinking maybe assistants, we can skip the questions about Mr. Larry's background, because he already covered them, and maybe you can ask the questions that I initially prepared for Mr. Larry, because then we will get
thank you.
What he thinks about the company.
Okay, thank you. To continue with the interview, I'm going to ask a series of questions that will serve us to value different capacity and attitudes of yours. Okay? And do you know about our company?
Yes, for sure. I follow your YouTube channel.
I interrupt you, Mr. Larry. I think it's better, assistant, if we ask the question, as I was saying before, the questions that I initially prepared for Mr. Larry, because the other ones Larry already covered in his answer. So I would prefer if we try to ask a bit more in detail the other questions that I prepared in the previous point. That will be probably more valuable for understanding Larry's interests. So maybe if you can ask the previous questions, that will be better for our understanding.
Okay. What do you think you are the right person for this job?
Well, I feel really passionate about the company. I love technology and all the advances that are being carried in there. Also, I mean, I got my background is, I think, is the proper one for the position. I know about your politics, and I agree a lot of with them. And I'm really excited about the opportunity of going ahead and develop my professional career in the company.
Okay, thank you.
So I mean, it's for me, it's like an opportunity for the future more than in the present.
Okay. What are your weaknesses?
Okay. I hate that question because I always have to think about those. I think that I'm really persuading, a really persuading person. And sometimes I don't know if this is, if sometimes it can be a weakness that I go ahead with everything I think that I'm I mean
No, don't worry. Okay.
Maybe
Okay,
I have a
okay.
question. Sorry to interrupt you, assistant.
Okay.
Maybe I have a very important question for you related to your weaknesses. Do you think you would define yourself as a team player, or is team playing something you will put in your weaknesses? This is a very important question for me.
a team player. I mean, I like to work on team, and you know that for example, I have mentioned before, I have previously gone on a collaboration with a professor. So for me, it's really valuable to work with people with more experience and with different backgrounds that can open my mind and my knowledge about everything.
That's very good. Maybe assistant, we can ask us something about the intangible benefits. Probably that would be a nice question to ask.
Okay. When coach you join the company?
Sorry?
When coach you join the company?
I do not understand the question.
Sorry. When coach you
Yeah?
when coach you join the company?
My assistant was trying to ask you when you could join the company in terms of the timeline.
Okay. I'm fully available for the incorporation. So I mean, whenever you want it.
Okay.
That's very good. With this respect, how do you see the intangible benefits that I mentioned before, and including the contract, about the relocation package we offer, the tentative we're trying to make in order to help you with the moving, and especially how do you see yourself living in London? Do you think this would be a nice background for your work to start with this relocation package and to live in this new leading city, or do you have any issues with this regard?
I was wondering because I can't stop thinking about the reduction on the salary. That if you have a fixed amount of money related to the bonus for the moving to London.
You were asking if we have it for you, namely if we can.
Yeah, a fix. I mean, for example, I don't know, but if, for example, it would include, I mean, just if it's a fixed amount of money of, I don't know, maybe 5,000 pounds or so, or it would just cover my translation to the city, and I'm just asking that.
Yeah, of course. I will try to be very brief, but I will try to say everything. The the relocation expenses related to your transition to London will include 4 weeks in the hotel, as I mentioned before. So we will provide you with a hotel for the initial weeks of your stay here. We will search for a real estate agent that can help you in the meanwhile in finding a new house. You can have a one-time economy class travel for your family and also for you to go to London. And also the moving expenses to transfer your belongings to London will be included, and in that sense the amount will add up to £10,000. So you and your family can find a way to move to London, and we will take care up to £10,000 to cover the expenses of the relocation. So in this sense we will try to help you moving in the best way.
Okay.
We will. Of course, there are the other additional things which I will not mention here because they are all including the contract about what will happen if you will be sick. The education assistance we will provide to you, as well as the holidays and vacation policy we have here at our company for you. So there are some additional things that add up to the nominal salary we are currently offering to you.
Okay, so at this point, moving off what I mentioned before, I would like to make a proposal, a modification of what you have mentioned. So I would propose that to go a little further on the bonus due to performances, and to hide that amount to 80% instead of 70%. On the basic salary. And I know that you have said before that the senior sales manager was on the other side, but I would at this point also ask for a trial period for this position and go with this percentage even for that position.
We can try to find a solution. I'm afraid that in terms of the 70% up to this, but 80% modification, I have the fear that will not be possible. But I would like to ask you, are you asking that because of the economic benefits that it will add? Or is it related to any issues? Because if it is related to any issue about the salary, we can try to help you in a different way. We just have to understand if it's an economical issue that you have because you don't feel that that's representative, or if you propose it for a different reason, like to counteract a different problem.
No. The fact is that, well, I was thinking about another salary, obviously, but I think I could go with this. But what I would like really to get is the senior sales manager position. And in this case, with this accepting these terms as I have proposed, I think that what I'm showing you is my perspective about how my development could be. I mean, because I'm throwing nearly all my salary or my percentage of salary of my own performances.
Okay, listen, Larry, I perfectly get what you mean. Actually, maybe we can find another solution. So this time, I will propose something to you. I will try to get along with your suggestions and to make a decent proposal that can appeal to you. I'm afraid that we can go from the 70%, from the 80%, from the problem that we have with the hiring process and the freeze and all the constraints that we have. So in that sense, there's not so much that we can do from an HR perspective, and in this sense, we can't do that. What I can propose to you, actually, to overcome the problem you mentioned, is the following. We can keep the nominal contract, the £60,000 per year, the 70% of the bonus per year, the relocation package, and all the other additional things listed in the contract. And we can add something a bit personal, per se, which means that with your current background and with your current motivation as a team player, and according to the things you mentioned, I can spend some words with the boss of your section, and I can try to do my best to turn the sales manager position to the senior sales manager position within 1 year. So in this sense, what I can try to do, since I can see that you have a lot of interest in the sales manager position, in the senior one at least, what I can try to do is to first introduce you in the company as a normal sales manager, due to the issues that we have in hiring you differently. But I will do all my best, and I will spend a few good words on your profile to the boss of your section, and I will personally be in charge of reintroducing you into the senior sales position in 1 year. I want to stress, this is not something I can promise, but that this can be added in the contract. It can be a personal note, and it can be seen as a promise that I do, because now I can really see that the ways you're trying to modify the contract are not too much money related. I think they are related to the fact that you really want to use all your capabilities and skill in the senior sales manager position. So I really appreciate that, but I can work around I can solve the salary problem more than promising to you that I will make it happen with all the power that I have.
Just two questions, two points to add, because I really think your point and your idea, and I would just like to go further on the possibility of talking with Gen Heritage, which is as you know, the department head of human resources. And I would just like to point that he was really impressed about all I showed her about myself. And I would just like to give you this in order to contact and be more, to have a clear idea of that I can do this job. And on the other side, you mean that it was that this would be in 1 year's time? But you were...
So this is a promise. This is a promise. So in this sense, it doesn't have let's say an official.
No, I know, I understand.
I can try to summarize, to recommend an early promotion for you within the next year, let's say, which means that it can if the process is very fast and I can get to speak with your boss very, very soon, it can take even less than 1 year.
Because what worries me is the fact that the position gets closed and you hire another person if you tell me that it could be, in 6 years, in 6 months or even earlier, I perfectly understand, but that you say that it will be in 1 year time, for me it's a bit confusing, because if you really need that person,
again, it's the problem so far is that if I make a promise and I guarantee 100% that you have the senior position in a few months, this will not be representative of how it will be in the future. So I need to be honest and I need to be concrete about the possibilities that we have to offer. Me and my assistant were evaluating this option many times and quite deep in detail, but it will still be only a promise, and we can say that if this is not happening within 1 year, then the promise will not be kept. On the other side, if we will manage to speak with the boss and to spend a few good words on you and the promotion, we can guarantee to you that if this will happen, it will happen before next year. So you will not have to wait your whole career here in this company of 1+ years for this promise or for this promotion.
Okay,
if it will
I
happen,
just
it will
want
be
you
something
to.
that.
Okay, what I was just asking is in the next process involving senior sales manager position, that I would really like to be in that process. And just to end, and it's related to salary. Maybe this is another idea, but that has just come to my mind. There will be any possibility of replacing those £10,000 for actions or for I mean, I don't know.
I'm afraid. Listen, Larry. I understand your point, but I'm afraid that every time we talk about money conversion from one side to the other, this is not quite possible. As I mentioned, what we can do is try to
shares. Sorry, I forgot. I mean shares.
Oh, shares. No, this is also unfortunately not possible because in our case the problem is in the hiring freeze and in the economic issues that the company is facing. So, with that respect, changing the £10,000 into shares is not something that we can do anyway. The only way that I can think of replacing the £10,000 is to make that promise. Try to let you get used to the benefits of staying in London, to the good environment we get with our company. Try to translate that 10,000 into a promise. It doesn't work that much in terms of having a guarantee for you, but it works in terms of trying to underline at the beginning of your work here, trying to underline the company environment, the relocation packages that we will try to stress, and the good words that I will try to spend.
Okay, so I'm not really familiar with the company politics, but I suppose that maybe every year or every 6 months or so, you have like a review on salary and those things.
Yes, of course we do, and in that sense, if the hiring freeze will get low, and we will have less problems in facing the economical issues we have, I think that we can find solutions. But this is also something that we can't put in a contract. This is something that we can discuss.
Yeah,
we can discuss that the company is accepting a modification of the salary in the future if we will have more money and if we will be able to invest more on your position, for example, or on different sectors.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to add a point on the contract in which, for example, you could review my salary according to my development in, I don't know, if 1 year's time or 6 months or whatever, and maybe I don't know, to fix like a level of salary or so, just to review it and to see how the company is going, the market is, and all those things. That would be amazing.
So what are you saying in summary? Sorry.
That okay, we are now in £60,000, but I would like the guarantee of reviewer's salary in 1 year, and if the work I do here in the company is valued, I would like that review and to equal the salary to the market.
Okay, listen. This will happen. I mean, the reevaluation of your position for how the timeline of the contract will happen, or at least we will try to make it happen. Which means that given your background and what we appreciate of you, we will try to hire you as a sales manager up to the senior sales manager. So in that sense, you can see that there is a progress in your career and in your salary as well, because in that sense, the senior position will have a higher salary. So with that respect, we care a lot about the progress of your career, and we will try to make that happen. So in that sense, we can promise that this step will happen within the next year, especially after the promise I made about spending a few words with my boss.
Okay.
What we can guarantee is that you will have an increase on your salary in a constant way over the years, because if we have issues with the hiring management and the boss is not accepting you for the sales manager, then we will have this step blocked up until the next problem is solved. So we care a lot about this step for you. We can promise that we will make all the things that we have available in order to make it happen. But in the contract, it will not be written that you receive a constant increase of the salary, or that it's a promise that I want to make personally with you, among we four. Yeah.
Until that moment, will it be possible to go on to the formation for that position in the company? I mean, to receive courses for improving.
We will definitely let you get access to any courses that will be available. So far, I have to check the current state of the lessons and the activities that we plan for the future senior sales manager. But you have to be sure. You have to trust me that if there is any, and if there is a certain program that can be followed, you will be the first person to be contacted, and we will try to get you prepared enough along these months before your eventual senior position can start. So that will be something we will take care of. Also something we'll have to check, and also something that will not be included in the contract per se. So there will be nothing in the contract about that, because we can't promise it, especially now, and we will have to check for the. So it will be also something between the company and you in an informal way. We will try to respect and to make it happen.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I would like to try to summarize, because I think this is the right moment to discuss the finalization of the negotiation. So from our side, me and my assistants are now currently able to propose you the nominal sales manager position of £60,000 per year. This is what we offer. The relocation package and the additional things in the contract will all be included and added to the nominal salary. And that will be the contract that we will sign together. And then, aside the contract, you will have the chance to take part to the lessons and training courses for the senior sales manager position, so that we will be able to train you. And this will make it possible eventually in the future, in the first year, to get the step ahead in your career and try to introduce you as a senior sales manager.
Okay, perfect.
Do you agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So me and my assistant have the contract here prepared for you.
I'm really sorry about my mate, but I think that he has had some problems with
Okay.
the connection.
See, I know. I realized it during our meeting.
Sorry.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm actually very happy that we could solve the issues in the contract between the company and yourself without having too many issues about third parties or so. So in that sense, that was kind of beneficial.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So we have the contract signed, and we will go back to you once the starting date will happen. So you will be able to know a bit more and hear back from us very soon about the additional things in the contract.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Larry, for your attendance. Okay, finished.
Bye.
Okay, so we discussed now about the questions that we have at the end. The first question is now, what did you or the other party do that was effective? I will start with what I think the other party did as effective. I really appreciated that from the other party, Laura made it clear that she was trying to negotiate with me, not because she was too attached to the economical side of the proposal, but more because she really cared about her career. So I think from their side it was very effective that they stressed that it was for the career reason that they wanted to negotiate and find a solution. So I really appreciate that, because if they would have continued saying that they wanted more money without explaining why from a career point of view, then I would have rejected their questions, and I wouldn't have proposed any modification in the contract, any promise, any potential senior sales manager position available. So in that sense, they were very good in saying that. From our side, I think it was effective that we stacked to the constraint. So we made it possible to discuss about the economical things without promising something we couldn't afford or we couldn't do at the end. And I also found it very valuable for us that we mentioned the special informal bonus only at the end of the negotiation, because if I would have mentioned that at first, then Laura would have knew already that she had a lot of power on me because of this senior sales manager position available. And if she would have then talked only about money and about economical things instead of talking about her career interest, then I wouldn't have been able to go back to my steps and refuse to propose her the senior position. So I think these were the two strengths from the two sides. I don't know what you think, Laura.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. But I think that was more effective for me from your performance was the fact that although it seemed that you couldn't negotiate at all salary because it was imposed by some boss or something like that, unless you offer some modification which would really help my incorporation to the company, and I really appreciate that. And also the motivation of being a part of the company and to have a future and opportunities to progress in a short period of time. And from my point of view, I think that the technique that I use in order to forget a little bit about what I thought that was impossible to get, that was that increase in salary, because I tried like twice or so, and you said no at all. I just tried to move to seem really passionate and motivated for the work, and to show that it was I was really conscious about the situation, and that I really wanted that position.
Okay.
We can go to Guillermo with the second question.
I don't know. Can you help me?
You mean with the second question?
Which is the second question?
The second question is about what do you wish you had done differently?
Ah,
Which
okay,
part
okay,
of the-
okay. Thank you. What does you think about the intangible benefit the company can offer?
Sorry?
No?
No. I mean, you have to answer to that question. So you have to tell us what you would have done differently in the negotiation process. If you could have said something more, or if you could.
Okay. Why do you do accept the offer?
Me?
Yes.
No, but Guillermo, wait.
I don't know.
No.
No,
You
but
have to reply. You have to answer that question by yourself.
For me? For you?
Yes. No. You have to answer that question. What would you have done differently?
Sorry, I don't understand.
What would you have done differently? And maybe Laura, you can say it in Spanish.
Yes, please.
sí. O sea, de tu actuación, de lo que tú has hecho, ¿qué cambiarías? O sea, ¿qué te hubiese gustado hacer diferente? ¿Crees que has sido demasiado tajante o...? Nos referimos al personaje
Ya.
de la persona que... Vuestro personaje, el de ambos.
No, pienso que hemos estado bien los dos y... No sé. Bien. No cambiaría nada. Es ok.
He said that he wouldn't have changed
No,
anything.
te he entendido. For the third point, we will let Guillermo reply. I would just mention that from my perspective, we did a very good job because we managed to hire Larry, even though the salary was highly reduced and the position was different. So I really liked it that we managed to start a negotiation with a very bad scenario, lower salary, different position, and we managed to list the other benefits and to get along with his desires up to the end. So I think in this sense, the HR made a very good job. Then I will leave it to I mean, we can all reply and then leave it
also Javier is also going to reply to this question. What I think that I should have mentioned is that this was not my only option, because sometimes it seems like I needed it and I couldn't change. That I have to accept this offer and I didn't have any other options. So maybe if I had said other things, I mean related to other positions, I don't know if this will affect the negotiation or not, but I think that I should have mentioned this.
Good, thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
And the last one?
I don't see any other one.
Yeah, no, the last one is who got a better outcome. How do you know?
Oh, this was what I was replying to actually. So I had the feeling that the HR made a very good job in the sense that we had a better outcome. This is what I believe. I believe that our side managed to fulfill all the things that we wanted. Even though I really think that also Larry made a very good job because he managed to list the career interest that he had, and in this way he also managed to end the negotiation with a very good outcome for himself. So I think we were slightly happier But
But in your case, you have said that you have got all the projections that you had,
sorry.
all the that you have covered all the points that you have in the negotiation.
Yes.
For in my case, the only point which has not been covered is the salary. I had a barrier which was in £70,000.
Okay. So I think in that sense we had a better outcome in the sense that we managed to help you because we care really about your background. So we managed to help you in the company without having problems with the salary and without having problems with talking with you, like problems in the way you trusted our offer and so forth.
No,
so
but
in this sense,
at least I was what I was supposed to do is to try to get a senior sales manager, but it was like an I to have. So in this case, I got a promise so that it will be reviewed and that you will work on that possibility. So I'm happy with that.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello guys, I'm sorry for the technical issues during my interview. I just had my camera turned off and I couldn't come back. I'm gonna reply to the questions at the end of the interview after watching the whole interview and the discussion of my partners about these questions. And first of all, I'm gonna review the strategy of the other team. I think a really good strategy of them was letting us know that it was the recruitment department, the one who wanted to reduce the salary and all that stuff. It wasn't them personally, so we can empathize more with them, and we just were more likely to accept their conditions. Also, the bonus was a really good strategy, and it was necessary, I think, because Larry had that other offer in the other company, and if there was no bonus, there was just bad things, I think we wouldn't have accepted that, because it just worse than Larry expected. So it was good to know that bonus and that little extra, and also the possibility to become senior sales assistant in 1 year place and all that stuff. In our side, I think the good strategy was what Lorenzo mentioned, that we didn't only mention the financial issues, we didn't only cry because of the financial issues, we also make them notice that there was a really good background and experience in management, and I think it was critical, because otherwise, as Lorenzo said, they wouldn't have stepped back and they wouldn't have offered us that bonuses and that good things in change of the reduction of salary. What would I change of my intervention? I would change the technical issues, obviously, and I would like to have the opportunity to intervene more, because I only had 2 interventions and then my camera just cut. And yes, I cannot really say a lot about that because I didn't did a lot. The best outcome, I think the best outcome was for the company, because they have hired Larry at with less salary, and it was not senior. But also Larry had a good outcome, I think, because the first thing that the company offered was really worse, and they had promised to attempt in 1 year for Larry to become senior sales manager, and I think that is really good, and I think that is a key condition, the opportunity to become senior in a short term, because at last if he's gonna move to London, it's a really it's a long-term job, and 1 year in a long-term job is not so much. And instead, if you are 1 year with less salary and worse conditions, you can have much more time being senior sales manager, and that would come with a rise of salary, obviously. And yes, I think really the company won, because the first offer was senior sales manager, but the two of us have won. I think the outcome was positive for both. And well, I think that's everything I had to say for that. Again, sorry for the technical issues, and see you later.